Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Donna and this is The Promise Bow. I make videos on faith-based content as well as lifestyle videos, and I plan to add in a sprinkle of fashion. So if you're interested in those topics, then do subscribe to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through Proverbs 31 because we all know, like, if you're a woman of God, if you're somebody that's new to the Christian faith, or if you have been a Christian and you are a woman that wants to like empower yourself and empower others and just work on yourself, and just in general, if you want to know what a good woman is or what makes a good wife, you would know about or would have heard about Proverbs 31, the Proverbs 31 woman. And this is something that I want to do to work on myself. So I thought, why not study this, because I've been wanting to study it for some time. So I'm gonna just go through Proverbs 31, and I actually have a study Bible. I'll be reading the King James Version, and well, I'll have my study notes to add any context where necessary. So let's get into today's video. Grab a Bible, grab a snack, some juice, whatever, and let's get into today's topic. And I have the Bible right here. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Donna and this is The Promise Bow. Okay, so in Proverbs 31 we see that the heading for this first part is Judge Righteously. And Proverbs 31 is actually a message to King Lemuel from his mother, a prophecy that she made, and basically things to live by, things to be admired about a righteous woman. So the first section is Judge Righteously. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What, my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows. So this just shows, that motherly nature, the son of her womb, the son of her vows. So this child, or this King Lemuel, right, is a product of her marriage, clearly, right? She said, give not thy strength unto woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. Right? And I found this interesting already. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be heavy of hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. So this kind of delves into the negative aspects of drinking, drinking to get drunk. Obviously, we know that Jesus Christ turned water into wine and stuff like that. So generally, it's not saying that drinking is bad, but this has to do with drinking in perversion, like drinking for the sake of getting drunk, and drinking to forget your sorrows. As they say, let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more, in verse 7. So what I'm getting from this is that you don't want to strive to be that person that give your strengths unto your weaknesses. It's easy to get sidetracked and get distracted, especially when these weaknesses or these things really keep us down and bother us or block us from what we want to get. So then we take other things that wouldn't be so good and use it as a way to fuel or to block out all the negativity, and when in reality we're really just damning ourselves, right? So she's basically warning him, like, don't get sidetracked, don't do this out of perversion, don't do this out of just trying to forget everything, be careful, basically. Verse 8, open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all, such are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. So she's just telling him, this one kind of straightforward, like, judge righteously. Don't be somebody that just judging people and there's no kind of rhyme or reason or logic behind what you do and the way that you perceive things or other people. And plead the cause, meaning be there for and be an advocate for the people in need. Don't be selfish, don't be studying your own afflictions and your own worries, but be there for other people and help other people, right? So this was just her message to him personally. And what my study Bible says is that nothing is known about King Lemuel except that there was no king of Israel by that name. The advice is actually that of his mother. In essence, it is a prohibition against illicit relationships with women, because we see in verse 3 it said, "Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings," right? And it's also against the consumption of strong drinks or drinking to get drunk, as well as a plea for the execution of justice. If anyone drinks wine, it should be those who are perishing, to whom it will serve for medicinal purposes. So we're not drinking just because we're drinking, Poverty in verse 7 can mean misery from sources simply simply financial need. So a lack, right? Living a life of lack, or not being able to see about certain things based on like being limited socially, economically, From verse 10, it's titled, "The Price of a Virtuous Woman." And this is Lemuel's mother, of course, King Lemuel. "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth food from afar." So the price, this basically not saying that there's literally a price on your head, $ XYZ. No, right? It's saying that, for one, her price is far above rubies, meaning that she, a virtuous woman, is priceless, right? And it's saying also that when you are a virtuous woman in your marriage, in your relationship, the heart of your husband belongs and is safely trusted in the wife, right? In you. And obviously she will do him good, like she'll always be there for him, always look out for him, and not evil, right? So there's no malice in the things that you do. There's no spite, there's no negativity like that. There's always positivity, helpfulness, that kind of thing. Because remember, earlier on in Genesis, right, when Eve was made for Adam as a helpmeet, she was there to be that support, that extra person, that companion. So in this part, it just kind of reminds me of that, right? She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. This to me just says that she is resourceful. She uses, in this case specifically, wool, so material and stuff, and make something out of what she has. And not necessarily everything is to be taken literally. I would think that this is also a guide and can be applied across various situations. So in this case, being diligent, working, taking the best out of a simple thing and making it flourish, She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth food from afar. So from verse 15, it says, "A virtuous woman cares for her family. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens." So she obviously literally like preparing stuff for the family, making sure that the family is well and fed, as well as the persons around her, so not just her family, in this case the maids as well. "She considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planted a vineyard." So this also kind of goes back to the resourcefulness and being able, in this case, when you hear something like that, you think of real estate, right? So she's not one-dimensional. She has a lot of facets, she has a lot of things going for her. She's not just mother, she's not just nurturer. She is also productive and, that kind of thing. Yeah, we get there. She girded her loins with strength and strengthened her arms. Okay, so my card had filled up, so I had to pause for a bit, right? Okay, so continuing from verse 18. "She perceived that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night." So she's aware of the things that she is producing. She's aware of the quality that she produces, and her candle goeth not out by night basically states that she wouldn't leave things undone. Obviously the candle must go out at some point, you must sleep, right? But this just shows that she is a hard-working person and somebody that kind of makes sure things are in order before going to bed, right? "She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. So that is under the section of virtuous woman cares for her family. All these things that we just recently mentioned are things that she does in order to make sure that her family is well, family is taken care of, and her family feels loved by her efforts. The virtuous woman helps the needy. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reacheth forth her hand to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. And if you know anything about just basic history when it comes to colors, we know that purple is a color that is, well, back in the day anyway, that was so hard to produce. So therefore, back then, the color purple just represented loyalty, it represented riches, it represented stature. So not everybody was able to wear purple. So I found it interesting that they mentioned that as well. So basically, she wears the best. You know, she's well dressed. She looks good, basically. She puts herself together, right? And of course, she helps the needy. She reaches out and assists people, and she's not afraid to face different scenarios in order to make sure that her household is secured, you know, or not secured necessarily, but in order, to put it that way, right? Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. So this just shows that the virtuous woman is helpful, she's resourceful again, and I think that resourcefulness really plays out in a lot of these verses within Proverbs 31. The virtuous woman speaks wisdom. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and this is one of my favorite verses, verse 30 of Proverbs 31. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. And last verse, verse 31, give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. So this section where the virtuous woman speaks wisdom is saying that whenever she opens her mouth, whatever she has to say, whatever she adds to her conversation is of wisdom, is something that would help other people, is something that could be admired, and not just her children admire her, but her husband also, and they do praise her for the woman that she is, because, you know, she's virtuous, right? And this part with favor is deceitful. Some Bibles would say charm is deceitful and beauty is fleeting, but a woman that feareth the Lord, for that a woman that fears the Lord shall be praised, right? This is just saying that yes, as a woman, we always concern about our looks. We always put that aspect of ourselves forward. But even if you watch my video, because I posted a video recently on modesty and my thoughts on it from a Christian and feminine perspective, I think that this, because I did touch on this verse right here, this is really saying that though you might be charming, though other people might find you attractive, though you might be beautiful, whether conventionally or otherwise, it like a virtuous woman or a woman of standard or a great woman is more than just her looks. It has to do with her morals, her values, and her wisdom. As you can see here, the main components of a virtuous woman in Proverbs 31 is that she cares for her family and she does things in order to make sure that her family is well, right? It doesn't say that she is the main provider, because we know the role of a man generally in that of the Bible and back in the days, right? But it shows that she is resourceful. She tries to assist, you know, and she is rewarded for that. She is blessed, right? So it says that she cares for her family, she helps the needy, so she looks out for others as well as her own household. Like, she makes sure everything is well kept and well seen about, and she speaks wisdom and she imparts wisdom, and she basically like influences everyone that she meets, and everyone who meets her and gets to know her would see her virtue and be able to appreciate her as a great woman, right? So those are some really important qualities that you should want to have, and that I want to have in my journey to, you know, self-development and working on myself, working on my faith and that kind of thing. So yes, Proverbs 31. Thank you so much for watching. What's the time now? Okay, so okay, the video not too long, but a little long. I hope that you all like this video, and I look forward to my next Bible study session with you all. This was live and direct. Well, not live as in broadcasted, but I was learning while you were learning, you know. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to check out my other videos. I actually did a video on, well, my first video on this channel was 5 ways I plan to strengthen my faith in 2021. Then I did the video on modesty, and then I also did a video on the truth and struggles of weight loss. So here they are, like, you know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Be blessed.